you winners, and welcome to a winning Wednesday. Freaking, I don't know how many years out of date. Oh, what a yawn. Sorry, it's going to be a hot mess. I'm not going to edit this in any way, shape, or form. This is just, I don't know what my son's doing, but this is entirely an update video. And now there's a bear here, so no songs or anything because I don't want to deal with demonetization, but this is also just to update you guys. And I'm looking down a lot because I'm looking at how this looks because I know lighting's a little weird and such, especially because I tend to do VTubing, as everyone can tell. Baron, don't itch though. I gotta stop my son from itching because he is an itchy, allergy-ridden boy. But basically, lighting's off because VTubing specifically, I don't have to worry about how my actual face looks. I haven't done face cam in a long time other than the few times I do with people visiting or River. It just depends on the games we play. I can't really do side-by-side content with VTubing model because then it tries to fight who's who, and I can't really do two at the same time unless someone has their own setup in a different room. So if I'm on a call with people, I can be VTuber, but I can't do it with content where someone's sitting next to me, like my mom, River, Wolf, anybody. Finder will be some uploads in the future, but that was me visiting him, so I obviously didn't have VTuber accessibility. But yeah, I've obviously been a VTuber for a while now, instead of face cam for a lot of reasons, but namely why I'm making this video, and I can update a few things later that I think might be just important to know or to answer. I don't know if anyone has unsaid questions. Not that many people have asked, but I really wanted to make this video because the channel is going to be a little bit of chaos, more so than usual, and has been a little bit, and I will give you answers as to why. Since I'm not editing, here's some thoughts and pauses and ums. Basically, I have been using YouTube since editing forever ago as more of an archive channel of my content from Twitch, my streams and such, unedited, because I just didn't have the time anymore. I needed to figure out what I should put more of my time and energy into. And Twitch was the more viable option for me in streaming because of the live interactions were more fulfilling for me because I don't do this for ad revenue or anything like that. I never have. The reason I do what I do is because I enjoy playing games and finding out what games exist and experiencing them, especially with others. And I did that via YouTube with the comments, but that's not necessarily the most instantaneous method. Streaming's obviously more fulfilling in that respect because people can talk live and I can respond live. So it feels more connecting to me. The problem is for a long time, I didn't have the energy to even upload archives. So we are insanely out of date with a lot of the playthroughs I've done, especially in the last few years. I was caught up for a bit, and then I don't know what year, I want to say 2022, might be 2021 or earlier. I just didn't have time to export everything. I did have some things exported and edited, especially the like Final Fantasy 14 playthrough. So that way people could just get the story and not have to deal with the content that is me running around in between, things, me just talking with chat. I wanted it to be more of the story for people who maybe missed cutscenes or want to experience the story but didn't want to read it all, because I personally have a hard time with reading a lot of dialogue, and 14's a lot of that. So with 14, I wanted to voice act it for people so that way they could like listen and play other things while also still experiencing it, or they just maybe do better auditorially than visually. So I wanted to create that experience for others, but also, you know, it's fun to see the content back that I've done. So I did have all of that kind of caught up. I have done all of Endwalker and some additional content that is not uploaded yet. Eventually. I have not gotten to Dawn Trail quite yet, but I plan to. However, right now so many games have come out, or there's so many games in my backlog that I have decided to pause on Dawn Trail, since Endwalker is a good kind of end cap right now. If I start Dawn Trail, I'm going to want to finish it. So I'm taking a decent break between the two expansions to be able to play more games. However, this will still require me to export stuff. And for those that don't know, Twitch updated its guidelines for highlights. It was a big drama-filled thing that happened in the earlier part of this year. I want to say, I don't know if they announced it in February or March, but like all of March was hell for this, because basically what they decided to do was take all highlights or uploads, not past broadcasts. That's like what auto archives, but that only stays up for supposedly 60 days and then automatically gets deleted. So all of your content gets deleted unless you highlight it or upload it. And I want you to know I had a lot of content on Twitch that I had not exported to YouTube yet, much less posted it live, given it thumbnails, time, doing all the typing of the description, the title, scheduling it all to be live. It is a lot of work that I just didn't have time to do for a long time, focusing on doing Twitch and streaming. And my dear friend Kath had, or to be fair, username, had highlighted a lot of that. So that way we didn't lose it, and had even like made playlists in Twitch's very not good system of archiving videos and VODs, and had made like a collections list and everything. And Twitch decided, we are going to actually make it so that way you don't have those anymore. We are going to put a limit on everyone. Supposedly only 1% or less than 1% use more than the 100-hour cap anyway. And it seemed to be a lot of people who use it to a big extent, like me, and like a lot of speedrunning communities use this. It was a really bad call. Supposedly to save money, and to probably because storing videos is a lot of space and hard drives and all that fun jazz. But either way, I'm still a little salty about it, because they only gave us a month in advance, or a month and a half, 2 months, maybe 2 months. But either way, it's not enough time, because I had 6,000. I think it was 5,900 hours archived, highlighted on my Twitch channel. Now, I did not have all of that put on YouTube. I did have a good chunk of it, luckily, already put on YouTube, but not all of it. I would say like half of that was on YouTube. I think it was like 600 videos plus, maybe more. I don't remember. I just remember the hours. It was just under 6K. And I'm like, this sucks. And luckily, I already had an established YouTube channel to export it all to. But some people who don't had some limits or limitations with how YouTube does stuff if you're a new channel and such. And I can't even imagine the hell that would have been. And also people who had never archived on a YouTube channel but didn't want to lose their stuff. I luckily had half of mine on there. I saw people with over 10,000 hours worth of stuff. We had to get it under 100 to even highlight again, to even do new content. So any content I had done that first week that it was announced would disappear in 60 days if I didn't archive it or download it. I was not ready to waste a lot of hard drive space and time downloading all this, because I could have, but then I would have had to upload all of it, and that would have taken so much longer. Luckily, Twitch has a way to export to YouTube, but it is still slow and it's not great. And that brings me to this next part of, there's a lot of content on YouTube now not seen. It's unlisted or private. Basically, I think private for most of them. Because I don't want to just make everything public without a thumbnail and title, and it's just chaos. And you guys don't know how to sift through the content. And also just having, I'm sure that would just kill SEO. Not that I have any SEO, to be honest. I don't think I'm easily found on YouTube anymore since I've taken such a long break. On top of that, I've always been a small channel. So, and also VTubing is another hurdle to tackle. So it's just all a lot of chaos. And the problem is I have found out that some videos, I found this out with, I think it was Power Wash Sim, have actually been messed up in some way. Not messed up in terms of watchability, but the thing is, if at any point the video was public at all, I cannot schedule it for a later date. So, for example, and this only happened with a bundle of videos. This did not happen with all of them. However, it will fuck up people's being able, like, notifications. They're not going to get notified of these videos because it thinks they were already live at some point. So it's not going to push them in anyone's feeds. So, for example, when I was uploading all of the Power Wash vids, I noticed Shrek disappeared, the Shrek DLC. And I'm like, where did that go? It's still there. It just put it in where you view all my videos. It didn't put it up at the top when I scheduled it. It put it somewhere in the chaos that is Hades because, or even earlier, I don't know, because that's when it went live on accident when I was sending everything over and realized, oh shit, this is public. It's not supposed to be public. And I unlisted it real quick because Twitch, in the last like week of me doing stuff, had auto selected public for exporting everything when previously it remembered always that I wanted it private. So I did not realize until someone's like, hey, by the way, you have like 6 videos public that I don't think you intended to have public. And once they've been public, there's nothing you can do unless you delete them and re-export them. And I don't have those VODs anymore. They are deleted off Twitch so that way I could highlight more. So that's just how it's going to be. So if you see a part that you're like, wait, where's the part before that? Just search it on my channel. That's the best I got for you. Because I honestly, it doesn't tell me. I don't know which ones are going to do that. It doesn't tell me if they've been previously live or not until they go live. So if you are like, oh, I'm really interested in this game, but you only uploaded part 3, where's part 1 and 2? Those might have been public already and yeeted to the back and not pushed to anyone. So just search my channel. It probably is there. I think the only thing that I have a part missing for sure, 100% know that I have a part missing is like Majora's Mask 100% playthrough. I accidentally deleted it before I exported it and I didn't realize it. That's like it. That's the only video that shouldn't have all the parts. So unless I didn't finish it, that's a different story. Like, oh, this is part 1, but I never did all the rest. That's different. But if you see a later part and never saw the previous parts, that's probably what happened. Nothing I can do about that. So there's that's part of the chaos. Another part is that I have 2.5, 3 years now at this point, maybe, of content that YouTube has never seen. And now it's not visible anywhere. Like it was visible on Twitch. So I could just be like, oh, you want to see this playthrough? At least you can watch it here. That's not the case. And there are a lot of games I've played, guys. A lot. Like an insane amount of games. So I do want to give them all thumbnails and titles and stuff. I don't want to just like have it be chaos entirely. However, I will never get all my playthroughs up if I don't post like 2 a day-ish. I don't guarantee that, and I don't promise that either, because I don't have that time. As you can tell, I've been trying to upload stuff. I did like Hades every day for a while, or tried. Same with Power Wash Sim, and then I lost time again. Because for those that don't know, it takes a lot of time to make thumbnails, especially one-offs. Whereas at least like with Hades, I did the one, but I did the art for that. And there's so many playthroughs I want to do the art for, and I don't have the time. on top of stuff because I also have commissions. I also still have to stream. I still have to live my life. I've had a lot of health things I've been dealing with, like just going to doctors and stuff. I don't have time. So I'm trying my best to get them up. But if you see like 2 a day, or even if I get the energy and there's more than that a day, I doubt, but just know it's old content. If you want to see when it was streamed, or it'll be more accurate to when it was streamed in the last few months, but anything before this chaos, it's when it was highlighted, because I don't know the day it was streamed. I only have the day it was highlighted by Kath. So I don't have that information for you, but in the description, there should be, this was streamed this day, even though it's highlighted. So that way you can kind of get an idea of how old it is. And that's most of stuff that I'm uploading now. Not all of it. I think there was a few earlier ones where I started exporting it before I had taken notes of, because I was just panicking. I was trying to do this as fast as possible. I didn't want to lose any playthroughs. So I might have missed some and dating some of them, but most of them should have some sort of, in the description, day it was streamed. And then that can kind of give you an idea of when I played it, because as much as I'm uploading it now, it was maybe streamed like 3 years ago. You can also kind of tell by if I'm still using Facecam by myself. That was probably a long time ago. Or in terms of VTuber, you could probably tell because of the VTuber model. My very first one was wearing like a green shirt at the time, or like a jacket. It's from 14, because my model's based off of my 14 Warrior of Light. And, my main one, not the one I do for the videos. The one I do for the videos is an entirely new one, so I can do content that I already did on my main character. But, sometimes. You can sometimes see my cat girl. It's just more for newer content when I do it for Surprise the Day release. But for all content, it's usually Bun Boy, who is going to change into a Rothgal. If you have any idea what that means, he's just going to look different. He's going to look like a furry cat girl, because chat voted on it. But that's the plan for like 14 stuff. But my model is based off of my main one, and the older one was from an outfit I was wearing in 14, or my favorite outfit from it, which was like this green jacket midriff thing. And then I'd worked with Anna in chat, who has been an absolute amazing joy to work with and wonderful. Just, I cannot thank Anna enough for all the hard work that she has done. But she has made the model and works with me on it, because in the beginning she was just doing all of it herself. And with the first one, she made that entirely on her own. The second one, I was like, I kind of want like a unique outfit to me. So I had designed like a sweater that was like half off my shoulder. It was black and green, wearing a white tank top, I think. It's been a while. But like, it was like my green, white, black, yellow theme. And that's the second iteration. So if you see those are a lot older. Like, obviously the first one's the oldest. The second one in the hoodie is going like a half off the shoulder is the next iteration. And then the one after that, I believe, is the one I currently have ish. We had done like, I had drawn it out and Anna had made it. And then I wanted to try and take a stab at adding texture to it myself, as someone who does not know how to texture a 3D model, which it is wild to do, let me tell you. But Anna worked with me back and forth, so that way like shadows laid where they were supposed to, highlights were laying where they're supposed to, colors, all that jazz. So if you see texture, that's even newer. And then if you see newer hair, which is the newest one, I think like some of the demos I've been uploading recently, Urban Jungle and such, that's my most current model to date right now. So if you see videos that have that model, it is newer content. Anything other than that is older content, and you can tell by the outfit I'm wearing. So if you want to kind of get an idea of when the thing was streamed or played, that's about the time. So that's like the guideline you can kind of go by. As for, again, the stuff being uploaded, it's not going to be in order. It's not going to be oldest to newest. It's just when I can and when I have the thumbnail ready for it. I will say that I have been uploading games that I got keys for, or that I was sponsored for, or that is demos that are newer, because I want to show that I've done them, because Twitch won't let me highlight any of that, or like highlight it to export it, sure, but not to like keep. I can't prove that I played these games for the devs that gave me the product. So I am trying to at least have those be public and available for them to see that I did it. So it's not going to be in any particular order. I have like most of Elden Ring I played. I never finished it. I got very far. I never finished it because I started doing 14. But I have all that. That isn't public yet. I have like all of Alan Wake 2 that I played twice. I played the final draft and everything. And that's not viewable anywhere. 1,000 Times Resist, which fucking love this game, but that's not viewable right now. It's a lot of stuff that's just privatized because I don't have the time or the resources to put out an insane amount of content all in one go so everyone can see it. I'm going to try my best to start having something a day, at least, if not more. 14 itself is always going to be unique. It's going to be streamed on Twitch, but then edited to just the quests and uploaded to YouTube. That is the only unique thing where I'm actually going to like hard edit the content, and you don't get the like chats and stuff that we get, and art. If I do any art streams, that's staying on YouTube, or I mean on Twitch, and then not being saved afterwards. But I do the speed paints. So I do have most of the speed paints recorded if I did them on stream. And I have to edit the shit out of those. So those take a long time, and why they haven't been done in years, because it takes a lot of effort. But speed paints will still be a thing, but just not the like chatting portions. So if you like that kind of stuff and you want to have those memories, download them when you see them, when it's art streams 14. Anything like Marbles on stream or Placid Plastic Duck Simulator, where we've been body doubling, like those I'm not moving over in any way, shape, or form, because it's not a story, it's not anything. It's just giving me space to breathe. So it's less stuff I have to highlight and more stuff, and less stuff that I have to like make live on YouTube. So there's a lot that I have to do. And when I say like years worth, I mean like usually 4 to 5 streams a week worth of content, and some of which I like to try and do separately. Like if I did 2 games in a stream, I'm going to archive them separately, like the demos I did, so that way they can be found independently. But it's even more to schedule, even though it was one stream. So there is a lot of content. You can always ask, have you played this game? I can let you know. But unfortunately, most things are not viewable if you have searched and haven't seen it yet, until I make it live. So again, there's not going to be a rhyme or reason. I might be like, oh, I just really want people to be able to see my playthrough of 1,000 Times Resist. I might just upload that, or like make that viewable sooner rather than later, because just how good of a game it is and how I want people to play it, or see my playthrough of it. But that is newer content. Well, it was a Patreon pick, so it was every 2 months until I really wanted to beeline it to the ending. But the content is on the newer end, whereas like Elden Ring was 3 years ago. So there isn't going to be a reason. It's just as I can do them and what interests me most to make public. Like I have a shit ton of Splatoon streams. I have a shit ton of like Mario Kart and Tetris or whatever, or Mario Party. Or I have a lot of story, like a lot of Patreon picks that I want to get up sooner rather than later, because people paid for me to play those games and to see my experience with those games, and they can't look back at that content because it's not available to view if it wasn't already uploaded. So yeah, that's what's going to go on with the channel. So if you're seeing a lot of chaotic uploads, that's why. I'm doing my best. And also referencing back to who was helping me a lot was Kath, to be fair, was highlighting a lot of it and was helping me a lot. Like she really, really helped me a lot when I was trying to export everything to YouTube and panicking. And unfortunately, she just recently passed away. So for me, that was also really hard and a lot to deal with. That week, I was just not available because she was a best friend of mine. And so that really sucked. And so I'm doing a lot of this on my own, whereas Kath helped a lot before. And today was even her memorial service. So indisposed about that. But that's also just another hurdle that I have to do, is now I'm doing this on my own, which is stuff that she loved and enjoyed doing and wanted to do. And now obviously I have to do it. And I was doing it before she wanted to. And no, I did not request her to do it. She was just like, I would really love to. I love doing video editing in a way, but like the way that I do highlight system. And also she loved keeping memories. So it was something she really loved doing. And I was like, yeah, that's really helpful. And that's totally fine as long as you want to do it. So now it's something that I haven't been doing for years that I need to work into my schedule as well. And highlighting takes some time because it is like a weird little editing. We try to take the beginning, like find where I start the game, find where I end the stream, and a good time to do that if I can, and then edit out the breaks in between where I take 3 to 5 minute, depending, sometimes more if something happened, breaks in between, and try not to have that available for YouTube. So it's still like really light editing that I'm doing for it, but not like caring about anything else. So it's been a lot going on in my life lately. In terms of just life update, there's too much since the last Winning Wednesday I don't even know the last time I did a Winning Wednesday. It was way too long ago. I debated on doing VTuber or Face, but I thought most people aren't probably going to click on it if it's my VTuber. So, and I wanted a lot of people to see this if you can, because it is a lot of important information about what's going on with the channel. I do still stream on Twitch. That is still my main job, along with commissions and stuff. It's what I've been doing for years now, and I'm always usually Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday at noon Central Standard Time till about 5-ish. That sometimes gets thrown up in the air, like this week or next week, because Wolf is visiting this weekend. So I don't want to do a full-time schedule while someone's visiting. But I'm doing my best with that. But most of the time, that's my schedule. I also do post on Blue Sky and Twitter of every Monday, and the Discord, which is unfortunately like sub only, but it's just once to get in. It's just to prevent spam and bad actors from overtaking our Discord, which I've seen happen to too many people. But it's sub or Patreon, because Patreon has a $1 option, and once you're in, you're in. So it's like I have very, very cheap options, but that's just to protect the community. But I do post the schedule there. I do post the schedule there, and I post the schedule on social medias if you want to know when I'm live, but also like what the schedule for that week is and what games I'll be playing. So that is options for people that want to see stuff sooner rather than later. And they are past broadcasts archived up for 60 days. I'm not deleting. Those don't count towards the hours. Past broadcasts are staying for as long as they do keep them, which for me as a partner is 60 days. So you have the option and ability to see those, but anything that's older than that and years older, I'm just going to get to when I can. But yeah, life itself is a lot since. I think it's pretty clear. I don't even know if I made an announcement about it forever ago, but I think it's pretty clear that I am not in a relationship with Shy Guy anymore. Haven't been for a long time, and I am now currently married to River. And I am dating Fender as well, because I'm poly. And I go by pronouns they, them, if that wasn't obvious for anywhere you could be watching me from. I know that doesn't come up in every single stream or anything. And like I stream a lot with my best friends and friends in general. And I am obviously, I just say I'm queer, but I'm non-binary, trans. I am polyamorous and ace, pretty fucking ace, and pansexual. So it's, all these identities. This is where I'm currently at. Still have Baron and Tali. I don't know where Tali went, but you saw Baron at the beginning. And yeah, just trying to get by as best I can with the world on fire. As I think one of the Hades streams we did talk about, and I think that was kept in. But yeah, it's maybe it was kept in. I'm not sure. It's been a rough go in the world, but in terms of my life, this is like the current stuff going on. I think that's about it. I really sorry if you hear a bunch of sounds. I just am raw dogging uploading this. You're welcome. But just wanted to update you guys and keep you posted on what's going on, since it's going to be pretty chaotic and it will be probably pretty confusing to see really old content, really new content. Sometimes bursts, my ADHD of bursts of uploading and then forgetting to upload or like to do any of that while I focus on other stuff for months at a time. I'm doing my best by myself. I do all of this on my own, just doing what I can. But I think that's about it. Maybe I do an update video of just stuff in my life. The problem is a lot of it's just miscellaneous life stuff that I don't know if I can talk about without just ranting or just anxiety dumping, and I don't want to do that. Just like about health and stuff, not about my life. Like, I'm so incredibly happy with my partners and with my friends in my life and aspects of my family. No, I love my family dearly. But I'm sure if watching streams if you've seen some content, you probably know opinions I have about stuff that has happened in the last few years. So it's not stuff I will be talking about in any updates, because it's as things happen, time happens. It's just life has been lifing to the best of my ability that I can explain. I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope at least, even though it'll be chaotic, I hope at least the content's going to be entertaining and stuff you want to watch. Games that I played, I hope that you're interested in. If not, you might be not interested in the next. Remember, I have 3 years of not uploading videos, not, available to be viewed. So they will be viewed soon, and it's a lot of games. Short, long, bunch of different things. A bunch of different things. And I will be playing newer games. Like, I do plan on playing Death Stranding 2 when I can. And that won't be uploaded to YouTube for a long time, but it will be on Twitch if you liked my Death Stranding playthrough, stuff like that. It's just going to be a system that we're going to do together and do the best we can. But thank you guys for watching. I'm going to just rant at this point if I keep going. So I appreciate you all. I appreciate your patience. For anyone that still watches me, thank you so much. I know that YouTube doesn't necessarily push stuff, but also probably a lot of people have dipped out because not into the VTuber or just not into the games that I play or into hours, and I don't blame you, hours and hours long videos. But this is all I can do with the time I have. I can't edit into short little easy to digest videos anymore. Haven't been able to for a while. So this is the best I can do. And I hope that you guys are all doing well. Obviously, I try to respond to comments when I can or like them, one or the other. If it warrants a reply, I reply. So let me know what you guys are up to and if you guys are doing well. But take care of yourselves the best you can. Please and thank you. And I will see you guys later. And see you guys in the videos. But have a good one, guys. Bye, everyone.